Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. Thank you all for being here today. Happy Monday. I don't know how many of you guys like Monday, but Monday is like, ugh. But here we are again, another week. And before I get started, I want to encourage you guys again to go out and vote. This election is so important, guys, because our all of our freedoms is on the line here. So just go out and vote. Make sure voting, if you're doing it in person, it's next Tuesday. Just do it. Please don't hesitate. And with that being said, I want to talk about, before I get into the topic of discussion, because welcome everyone. Thank you for being here, is what I want to say first of all. And then thank you all for subscribing to the channel and showing up and watching these videos. And I hope that these messages that you hear on a daily basis is resonating with you. And I hope you can apply some of the things that I've gone through, um, and how I've gotten over these challenges, and how you can apply those things in your own life. So, with that being said, I want to talk about yesterday. Sunday evening is actually hard for me because, as I said, for those who may not know, that was the days that I always, at the end of the week, have conversations with my mom, probably twice a week. Um, and just talking to her, and she's sharing things with me, and etc. And you never get over the grief, but you can get through the pain of it all. And that's what I'm learning so far. Because I miss my mother a lot. I miss my father. I had a dream about him the other night. But my mom, I really miss a lot as well, because the things what I really want her to know is that the things she used to yell at me about and tell me about, I heard all of it, but I didn't really start to apply um, a lot of it until, for the most part, since she passed away. And I see everything that she said to me. If you do A, B, C, and D, and this and that, and this will work out in this manner. And as I take the steps to do that, I see everything that she's saying is coming to fruition with the help of God. And, I know that her spirit is around me, and hopefully she's proud of the work that I've accomplished. And the fact that I'm helping other people, because that's one of the vows that I made to God and to myself, that's important. So, guys, with that being said, anyone going through this, just take one day at a time. Do things to uplift your spirit, whatever that may be. If you like, take a walk, videos, music. Music is a source of healing. I do a lot of that. And one of the things I still do weekly is see my therapist, and that's important as well. So, guys, let's get into this topic of discussion. The title is Learn to Turn Your Pain into Power. Again, learn to turn your pain into power. Because we all have a story to tell. Every last one of us have a story that has something to do with grief, pain, trauma. So now we're going to talk about, because I've talked a lot about that, we're going to talk about turning that pain into power, because this is how you grow your strength and you continue to move forward. And it's not easy, but you can do this one day at a time, one step at a time, because nothing venture is nothing gain. So make the number one thing when you decide to heal these things, because losing a parent is hard enough, but having both parents gone makes you feel like an orphan. I know in my case, I do, because, my mom would be the only one to tell me certain things and say it a certain way. And, did you eat? Did you do that? My father would always be saying, did you eat? Did you do this? You need this. And that is off the table now, because both of them are gone. And, you feel the effects of that for the rest of your life. and it just feels empty, when your parents are not around. And I know what that feels like. And when people don't understand, they would never understand, God forbid, unless they go through something like that. That kind of pain is so hurtful, but I have ways of getting through it. Music. What I decided to do yesterday is watch a love story, and I found one, an interesting one that caught my attention, where I was able to sit and watch the whole movie. You know how you like rent a movie and you watch and then you're multitasking? Well, this movie was really good, to the point where it caught my attention from the beginning to the end, which is rare for me. But it was a really great love story, and it helped me a little bit, to get my mind off of the grief I was feeling for not being able to talk to my mom. Because before, in the past, I was forgetting, and picking up the phone to call her and say, "Oh my God, she's not here," and then I would just have this outburst of tears. Um, but now what I do is I find ways through it. Some of the things I still do, like I used to do with her, watch certain shows we used to watch together. I would record those shows because I found channels where those shows come on. And then I record them and watch them in my spare time and think of my mom. Think of, she would never want me to stay in a place of pain. That's what my therapist constantly tells me when we have our sessions. She don't want you to stay there. She wants you to live your life to the fullest, and he's correct about that. And I'm telling anyone who's listening to this video, if you're going through that, your parents, would never want you to be stagnated and in pain and grief for the rest of your life. Find ways to get through it. And like I said, music helped me a lot. Just getting out and about, working helps me a lot as well too. Just working, because you're not sitting with that pain and thinking about it. When you decide that you want to um, take a step to see a therapist and then start to do the work to heal your grief, um, make people respect your boundaries. Make people respect you by setting boundaries. Because as you go through all of this, you may need time alone so that you can figure out things, and time to do the work that your therapist may give you to do. And people may not understand that, and what I'm noticing is that people will never understand that unless they walk in your shoes, and it's important to set boundaries when you're trying to heal yourself from pain and trauma and grief and things. And sometimes people don't understand that until you have to reiterate that, listen, I need to set some boundaries here because I'm going through this grief and I'm trying to help myself, because it is a priority to take care of your mental and physical health. Like I always say, without that, you can't take care of yourself or anything around you. One thing that I have dealt with all the grief and the pain and everything that I've gone through so far, and I keep going, is one of the things that I despise the most about some of these things that the people from the past have done is the lies that they told, vicious lies. And the vicious lies of things that I would never do because it's not who I am. And they would dress it up and make it sound like I've done all these horrific, horrible things I've never done. And because they're angry that I cut them off, and why did I cut off? Because of their toxicity. And as you start to heal, you want to be in a place where you can grow, heal, and not only evolve, but to be at a place of peace. And that's what I want in my life at this time. I will not take in any toxicity or take on anybody's burdens. And when people disrespect the boundaries that I've implemented, then I cut off, block, and delete. And it is for my sanity so that I can grow and stay in a place of healing, and so that I can continue to move forward to help myself and to be here to help other people. But when these folks lie, vicious, malicious lies, one of the things I also do is blame to a certain degree, the people who believe these lies, because I don't believe everything people tell me. I don't care who it's coming from. I will research to see if what they're saying is the truth. And I use the metaphor like being in college when I turned in a paper one time and I didn't reference the sources cited. And it was nice that it was my first year and that the professor gave it back for me to do over, because they could have just marked F on it. But I was given a chance to correct it, which was good. So cite the sources. Like, where did you get this information from? Who said it? Where did you find it? All those things have to be put in an MLA or APA style or whatever is required. And because you have to say where, show the proof of where that information came from. It's the same thing with someone lying and saying malicious things about you and people just believing it because they getting on a bandwagon and a hate train, you know, and they don't know you and they don't know who you are. They don't know anything about you except for what these folks, haters, are saying. And you have to sometimes stop and ask, why this person saying all these malicious things about an individual? And if I was what they said I was, my life wouldn't be in the upright. God would not be blessing me. God would not be pushing me forward and helping me. Believe me, he would not, if I was doing or ever did the things that they said I did. So this is why I tune out that noise as I stay on this healing venture to heal myself and close those doors. And when I talk to you guys a lot about this, I talk about closing doors from the past, because I had to look at what was in my life, and if it's not for my highest good, it's not going to build me up or help me, and motivate me to move forward, then I got to get rid of it. And then, padlock, close the door, cut off, block, and delete, and then padlock those doors, keep them closed, and move forward on this journey to heal. It's not easy, but, and a lot of these things added more pain to the pain that I already had, so I knew that this was not what I wanted, and I had to close some doors, and it took me some time to do that, because my self-esteem was so low, guys, and I had to build myself up, and my therapist gave me some work to do. Like I always talk to you guys about a pro and a con list. So first, when he would talk about boundaries, I would get scared about setting them. People are going to feel some kind of way. But how do you feel? What do you want? And these are the questions that he would ask me. And making a pro and con list was very beneficial, because what I noticed when I did each one, that the cons outweighed the pros, and that I was over giving of myself, time, and energy and everything to people who didn't value who I was as an individual, and they would just surround to see what they can get, take, and to, just, they were not building me up. So I had to set boundaries. And like I said, after I did that, I kind of had an idea that many of them were just going to step over those boundaries and then allow me to close doors permanently. And so people feel some kind of way when they don't have access to you anymore to do the things that they used to do. And as time went on, I grew, and I grew stronger and started to love myself and started to understand that I'm worth it just like everybody else is in this world. And you guys need to tell yourself the same. You are worth it. And if something is not for your highest good, you don't have to accept it in your life. When, I have people around me, you're not in a relationship, blah, blah. Sure, it's not because I can't be, it's because I haven't found someone who's on the same page with me as of yet. There's a lot of toxicity out here. And when I see certain things that are red flags, and I'm not talking about little things people have, because we all have something. I'm talking about things that will just, make me run in the opposite direction, because it's huge red flags. And I've healed. And once you heal and build yourself up, you don't want to get yourself stuck in a situation and tear yourself all the way back down again, especially you worked a long time on building yourself up. So what I do is close those doors. and continue to work on myself, do the work my therapist give me, and then I move forward to new beginnings, open up new doors, get to know new people and situations, because we all deserve love. Many of us who are doing the work and who are in the upright, we're not out there setting people up for failure, trying to hurt them. We deserve the good things in life. Never let anyone tell you that you don't, and continue to work on yourself. Sometimes you don't feel like doing certain things. That's okay. We're human. I feel like that myself at times. But it's important that we continue to encourage one another, especially the world we live in today. So much toxicity on a daily basis. And to the point, guys, that I pull back my energy a lot. When I see people engaging in drama, extreme gossip, and starting problems with other people for no reason, I pull back my energy. I have no space in my life for that because all those things can tear down all the work I've done on myself. So never allow anyone to stop you from healing or to talk you out of doing the work to heal yourself. It's so important, people. And as you do that, you grow to love yourself, to self care, and know that you are worth it. And never settle for things in life just because you've been alone for a long time. If something is not for your highest good, you don't have to settle for it. You have options. Know that you have options. Love is the answer in a world full of hate that we live in today. Love is the answer. And what I do is start my day with prayer, asking God to help me because I don't know what I'm going to encounter throughout the day, my day. Help me, God, be with me, guide me. And when you have days where you feel like you just can't do it, ask God to help you. He will help you. He see you doing the work. He's going to, take 2 and 3 steps on your behalf. I promise you that. I'm living proof of it. And I didn't have a support system like some of you may have, to help you because the support system I thought I had, I had to cut off, block, and delete because they were really not a support system at all. And the people who were a support system are no longer here. And so, I, did the work and continue to do the work. And then I look towards new beginnings because when you open up new doors after you close the old ones, good things start to happen. And as you ask God to help you and you continue to move forward, He's going to take steps on your behalf. You're going to have some surprises coming your way from God for doing the work. And I promise you that, if you stay true to yourself and continue to move forward, God will help you. I am living proof of that. And, and I just try to keep toxicity to the minimum because, I can't accept that in my life anymore. And it doesn't, in the beginning, I used to worry about what people thought. But, I don't care about that anymore because you have to get people to respect your boundaries and respect what you're doing. Because if they do really care about you, they will want to see you grow, evolve, and heal from the pain of all these things you went through. And if anyone doesn't want to see that, then you have to start to set boundaries and see, what's happening here. I never tell people what to do, but I talk to you from a different perspective, from my own personal experiences, with certain people and situations in my life. One of the things I do want to stress and emphasize to you guys is that if anyone come to you telling you some drama and toxic things about other people, find out if those things are true before you get on a bandwagon to hate somebody and to dislike them because of what you were told. Because half of the times, most of the stuff you're told is not true. People are doing these things because as you start to heal, you start to grow and you're investing in yourself. Now you're changing for the better. And they may be going to the left and you're going to the right and they don't like the new you. So they would sit and make lies and say whatever because they're not on the bandwagon to heal. They're still in a place of toxicity. And that's what happens when people stay in that energy. So that's the message today, guys. Please share this video with other people and those who suffer with depression. Make sure you take care of yourself. Get outside, do talk to your doctor, see a therapist. You can Google a therapist in the area where you live, and you can do the sessions if you choose in person or by Zoom. But please take the first step. And all these other things I'm talking about, you'll figure it out. It starts to fall together. Just like if you have a box of puzzle and you have the pieces. As you start to put those pieces together, you don't know what that background picture is going to look like until you start to do the work and put the pieces together. And then you can start to see what that looks like. That's how it works with the doing work on yourself, and going to therapy. Just take one day at a time. That's the message today, guys. Thank you so much for being here today. Share these videos. Have others stop by, subscribe to the channel, because I can never tell you what time I'm going to be on a daily basis. I am here Monday through Friday, and just continue to show up, and let's encourage one another. And pay it forward as you do the work on yourself. Pay it forward to help other people, because people really need help today. Thank you again, guys. This is Lisa shedding love and light, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.